And so I looked into his business model, and it seemed unbelievable at first because about 30 years ago and back and back and back, a writer usually had to be one of the greatest writers in the world, or maybe not even the greatest writers in the world, but he had to have some sort of connection to people that would publish his books and throw them out into the world, or they would have to write for somebody, again feeling controlled in the writing even. And now you don't even have to have connections with anybody because, as exurb1a proved to us, you can make thousands of dollars, and I mean that. I don't want to just give you a real estimate number of exurb1a's income because it would be weird then to have him comment that that's actually bullshit, but he does make it in the thousands, like on average, with all the book sales, all the Patreon supporters, with all the AdSense on YouTube. It's in the thousands. So you can live an extremely comfortable life by doing what you love. And that's a really interesting business model, really, because you do not need to even change yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't need to grow as a person, but that means that the fundamental parts of your wiring, like your intelligence or your vulnerability or your openness to experience, those are the three traits that I found to be not changeable manually as a human. You can balance them out in whatever direction you want, but there is a strong genetic heritage to all of those three traits. So however they look, and however the other traits that are unchangeable in you work, you can make money based on doing whatever you're doing usually in a day. That's my assumption, at least. Because I'm a person who, let me just give you my example, how I am building this business model of exurb1a. Because the business model of exurb1a isn't really to record videos on YouTube and to go and have money, have books and have people support you because you're so nice and everything. Like, no, not really. It's more about him simply being authentic in what he does. So if you can build a business model down from the traits that mostly define you, then you are going to be building an extension of yourself that makes you money, that allows you to grow and makes you money. And all you need to add on top of that is some sort of monetization strategy. And I believe that in many people it can be relatively easy to do. So for me, I usually get fascinated by everything around me. I mean, I can get fascinated by everything around me. And then I get into that topic or that or those, all of those different ventures, but always one at a time. And then I get to some obstacles and I feel them intensely because of my high vulnerability. But then I jump over them, I solve those problems, and I usually do that through writing. And then I usually publish a book. And somewhere in the meantime, I love talking with my friends. Or, yeah, sorry about that. I love talking with my friends or literally anybody about what was the latest moment, you know? And that's what I'm doing right now. This YouTube channel is an extension of who I am because I would love to just talk and talk and talk whenever I am excited about that topic. And YouTube is made for this. And you may not love talking, you may not love writing, but if you love art, for example, or music, or whatever it is that you're interested in, there is a way. And I'm not joking, there is a way to share this that will be authentic to you. With those almost infinite possibilities because of the internet today, there is a way for you to just do what you usually do what you love to do what you would have done if you were a billionaire, and then make money out of this by, for example, recording as you do it and posting it to YouTube, or sharing your writings to a platform like Medium, or medium, I don't know how to pronounce it. Or another way, if you paint, for example, you can also share that on YouTube or on TikTok or literally anywhere. Whatever you do, you can share it on those three most globally used platforms, which are YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you can share it there and get just a few people to pay you some money, then you're buying yourself the freedom you need to live a life of freedom, of doing whatever you want to do. And exurb1a has proved that it is genuinely possible because he simply loves writing. And what he needed to add on top of that, I don't know if he enjoys the voiceovers as much. I don't know if he enjoys the editing as much. But we can be certain that he loves writing. And most of the videos that he creates are like 70 or 80% spent on writing, on thinking, on deciding on whatever it is that you want to talk about, whether that's subconscious or conscious. There is only a couple of simple, repeatable steps most often that you can as well learn to enjoy. Maybe not love as much as your thing, but still enjoy. And then all of that together will bring you money. And it could be not only money to survive, not only money to be able to live and sometimes go to the city and buy yourself drinks and your friends. No, I mean, exurb1a is making thousands of dollars. Obviously, it took him years to get to that level, but well, I randomly wrote a few days back, let's call it the quote, okay? That whatever you've tried, whichever way of making money you've tried, they are always hard. If they are not scamming people in some way, which is always hard as well to avoid the police, but let's say that we're talking in general. Making money is hard. Like the enough money to allow you to live comfortably. That's hard. You need to spend a lot of time on your education or a lot of time working or both of that. So if all of the paths to money are fucking hard, then why not go with your heart? Okay, and if you want to support me, you can see the link in the description, or you can buy my books, because I'm a 17-year-old author, and that may, I don't know, surprise you or something. Bye bye.